Welcome into Camp Dolphins All Access. Mike Cunha alongside Kim Bokamper for day 2 of Dolphins training camp. Bo,
yeah.
Different day, different approach to Tua's hold-in, if we're going to call it that.
It seems like that's going to be the story of training camp, right?
Yeah, as he looks for that contract extension, what'd you make of him deciding not to really participate but be out here?
Well, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm pretty old school on this kind of stuff, and I think there's a couple different ways to go, and I think between him and his agent, they've chosen to come out yesterday, take some reps, and then just kind of sit back now. I don't know what's going to happen going forward, but when I look at a quarterback as being a leader of the football team, and not just a leader of those 11 guys in that huddle, the leader of these 90 some odd guys that are out here in practice. And to me, just maybe it's the old school thing. I like my quarterback in there working and showing that he's committed to this football team and committed to getting better, to get a better contract. But that's me being said. But I think the way it goes these days, it's just stay out. I think it's all right, and I think if he's not in practice by the time they get to that joint practice, the first, Atlanta coming in that first practice, then to me that becomes an issue. But to me, every rep that he's missing is a rep that he could improve his game, and that's what the team's looking for, improvement from him, so they can give him the contract they want.
Yeah, I think many of us thought the deal would have been done before training camp, but here we are, and I think you're absolutely right. Still not overly concerned yet, because it is just the first couple of days, but you're right. If it got to the joint practices,
but reps are reps.
Yes, they are.
And playing with the guys you're going to be playing with, or playing with those guys, and every time you miss one, missed opportunity.
Right. Well, someone who got an opportunity to come back to the Dolphins was Emmanuel Ogbah, and talk about grabbing the bull by the horns. He was really a cap casualty, brought back a couple of days ago, and today already had the orange jersey. What does that say about Ogbah and the mindset he's coming into this camp, that he's already impressing at practice?
Well, he was a late signee. He doesn't even have his name on the back of his jersey out here, number 51. And I was out here yesterday on day 1, and he was the first guy in line. So that tells you what they think about him. And I like Emmanuel. He's a veteran guy. Chop Robinson, who's standing behind him, can learn a lot from him, and I think he is learning a lot from Emmanuel. But he brings that. He's kind of like Calais Campbell. He's a sage guy. He's been in the league a long time. He can teach these guys, and I think there's still enough left in the tank for him. I think maybe he's one of those veterans that say, "Hey, let me skip that off season, and I'll get picked up." And for him to come back here where there's a lot of he's used to being here. He knows the faces. He knows the facility. I think it's a hand in a glove.
Yeah. He said coming back to Miami, he said really it came down to Miami and another team. Didn't mention who it was, but said the decision to be back here says he had unfinished business here. A lot of these vets see I think the window that this team has in terms of winning, and they want to pounce on it and jump on it. All right, you mentioned Chop Robinson. The Dolphins' first-round pick, hadn't had a first-round pick in a while, and he's out here. One thing Emmanuel Ogbah said was he's fast, but what else have you seen from Chop?
Well, to me, he's not as big as I thought. I mean, I'd like to see him be a little sized up, but you come back next year through a weight program, that'll help. And I think he's struggling a little bit. I've seen some frustration in him, but let's give him time. Let's see what happens. He's going to get his opportunities. I would like to see him be a little more proactive. In other words, be the first guy in line. Run from one drill to another drill. Show you that I want to be that guy. I think that would go a long way. It would go a long way helping the coaches, and it would go a long way for him. To have the guys standing behind him, knowing, hey, this is the guy that we've got to use, and we've got to work to try to beat out.
Right, and with Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb out, you wonder who would be that example. And as we talked about, Ogbah was that guy to out of the huddle, first in line. Really, at least you like that there's a veteran in that group right now that can lead them while those other guys are out. All right, Bo. Well, it's hot, so let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here, man. Get the AC.
Thanks for joining us here on Camp Dolphins All Access. We'll see you on day 3.